All right, guys, so let's talk about Prison, which is a 1980s movie by Empire Pictures that Irwin Yablans produced, starring Viggo Mortensen and directed by Rennie Harlan. And I recently got the Scream Factory release for this that was out of print. I found it on eBay for relatively cheap, so I thought I might as well get it. And I'd never seen this one before. Like I said, it starts at a prison with a person getting electrocuted, and it's just a nightmare, but it actually happens, I guess. And while this is going on, the prison is being redone, and these prisoners appear, and they are there to help build the prison back. And Viggo Mortensen is the main character, and he is quiet and barely says a word in the movie, which is pretty funny. Because Viggo Mortensen, I think, is great. He's an awesome actor, and I love him and everything. But he is very quiet and not doesn't do much in the movie besides kind of make a lot of looks, which I thought was cool because acting wise, when you don't have actual speaking, I think that's cool that he could do that. Um, so this movie is weird because it's kind of serious, but it becomes ultra hokey. But I mean, it's like an 80s Empire Pictures kind of thing, so it's going to be pretty silly. Um, Everybody's mining underground and they find this blue light, like this blue strobe light. It's like it's just like you see it through another room, and it's presumably the guy who got killed or the guy who got executed there at this prison. Um, and then there's the first death where this guy sees the light, goes in there, his hands blister up, and strange lights start happening, and then he burns up. And it's kind of cool visually, but it's just really weird. Um, and there's a lot of just this is like a prison movie with a lot of just instead of it's not like a prison escape movie with like women where like but it's kind of similar with like some of the reactions where these characters are just like bitching at each other and complaining at each other. All these guys that are in prison. One guy grabs a guy by the nuts, or no, Viggo Mortensen grabs a guy by the nuts and tells him off because Viggo Mortensen is a badass in this movie and he doesn't have to speak much, which I think is pretty funny. Uh, the, this is so weird. I wrote all these notes down, and it's very hard to describe this, or saying this out loud is really silly, and it doesn't really give it justice compared to the movie. But um, there's a guy wrapped up in metal pipes and then is impaled. Like the metal pipes literally like are created like Nightmare on Elm Street style, where like it looks like a dream, where like they go all around a guy and then impale him. I thought that was kind of cool visually. Um, and there is whenever the killer is summoned, like I said, this is whenever the wires go around the sky and it looks like Hellraiser. And that's hard to say why, but like it reminds me of that looking at that visually. Um, and the prison just comes to life, and everybody starts like all the prisoners start rioting and trying to be destroyed, like try to destroy and get out. And again, it reminded me of one of those prison escape movies, but with a paranormal touch to it, which I thought was odd. But I'm not saying it was bad because I did enjoy this one okay. It's definitely not one I'll watch again, really. But the ending, I thought, I'm going to say the ending right here because this is a movie from the 80s. The ending right here is kind of interesting because Vigo and a couple of the people escape the prison, and then the killer appears at the end as a ghost to get the guy who put him on death row and executed him. But the killer ghost in this movie literally has Palpatine powers. He has like lightning strikes, and I thought that made the movie even more fun. Seeing that, and then the movie randomly just ends. Like it doesn't even like. It's very very abrupt and it's very weird. And I've watched this a week or two ago, so I'm forgetting exactly how abrupt it goes. But I wrote down movie was abrupt, so the movie was abrupt, and I just like the Palpatine power thing at the end. I thought that was fun, but really the whole movie is fine. It's not anything that I'm going to watch much again. I mean, I'm glad I've got the release from Scream Factory because I will listen to an audio commentary if there's one on there. I might watch it again and give it another chance. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was great. I thought it was slightly kind of entertaining with a few elements that were cool. The idea of just having a prison escape movie, but with a paranormal, supernatural kind of touch. I thought that was kind of cool and creative, and I could tell that they were trying to make this movie for, like, I'm assuming a franchise reason, but no, it did not do that. I'm assuming that this was the reason why they made this, because it felt like it would have been something that they could do low budget. And a lot of movies like this did get sequels in that time period, so yeah, this one was just okay. Nothing super special, but I didn't dislike it. Like I said, Viggo Mortensen is great. Cool to see him in this. I liked the performances. I thought it was fun and goofy, but very tonally weird in a way where I kind of liked it, but kind of didn't. You know, it's whatever, middle of the road horror movie. But like I said, I'm glad I watched it. Glad I reviewed it. Yeah, pretty much all I could say about Prison. Poster art is really badass too that I've got right here. Really cool. That's it for today, guys. See you guys in the next video. Take care.